Hello, fellow Innators. This is Dr. Jacob here to help you on your journey of 1,000 steps to becoming the best version of yourselves. Today we're going to talk about establishing a baseline. That just means finding some parameters that you can measure now and then measure again in the future. Know that you're making progress towards your fitness goals. So starting off, there's going to be some that you can only get from a doctor, so you're going to need to get some assistance there. And that's going to be the ones here on the left side that we've described and laid out. And then some ones that we can do here in-house at Innate Fitness, making sure that we know where you're starting from and are able to measure you again later and find out where you're at. So with something you might need from your doctors might be blood work. Blood work has a bunch of different parameters and things you can measure. So the main reason we want to start here is just try to figure out like low-hanging fruit. What are the things that might be affecting your health and fitness goals, and be able to easily let's focus on these particular things and be able to make them get better over time. So blood work, that just means going in, getting a lipid panel. Commonly we get this lipid panel that doesn't help us a lot, so that's why I recommend asking for this NMR lipid panel that gives you a more thorough evaluation and assessment of what's actually going on inside your body. Complete blood count, that just is something routine done by any time you're going to do a blood work. Metabolic panel just tells you some of these things that might be going on inside the blood. All these things usually are pretty normal, but they can point to serious issues far ahead of time before things get bad. Vitamin D, most people are deficient in vitamin D. This is something good, easy, low-hanging fruit. If that's down, it's easy to supplement with. And then some of these other ones that are lower down, maybe not as important, but might be important to you. That's hemoglobin A1C. That is a marker of blood sugar levels over time. Much more effective than just measuring your blood glucose at one time during the day. This gives you a more accurate count about your exposure over the last few months. Urinalysis, that can tell you things like kidney function, some other little things in there that are important, but that's a big one just to make sure that everything's working properly. Thyroid, some people have difficulty losing weight or energy levels. That can be an easy one to point to. C-reactive protein is a marker of inflammation. Those are just, again, could be out of whack, could be normal, but it's something that if things aren't working well, you would like to know early on whether or not that's happening. And then the ones that we can do in-house, the in-body measurement. This is something that we can measure body fat percentage, skeletal muscle mass, just kind of something to keep track of. If you're changing your exercise routine, changing your diet plan, you want to make sure that things are moving in the right direction, and that's an easy one to do. And then follow that up with a movement assessment. Movement assessment, things like squatting, hinging, some sort of cardiovascular test that you can measure and see if that's changing over time. Those are great ways to just know that you're moving in the right direction, make adjustments as needed, and that's a great way to start your fitness goals.